you want to get out of illusion, then listen to this preaching. It's your chance. Who's going to cut you free? Okay, so you can read a little bit there. Since you popped up.
I'm just putting my mic in. I don't know what you're reading, Maharaj.
Well, yeah, don't read that. Read some Chaitanya Bhagavat.
Okay.
So I'll be listening, but I gotta move around, so I gotta shut my mic and everything off.
Anywhere in particular?
Let's see. Yeah, just choose a space. Just choose a spot you like.
Okay.
Let's see if your thing is popping.
Am I popping?
Keep speak a little bit.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama,
Yeah,
Hare Hare.
you're popping. Why not go off again and then come back on? Sometimes that helps.
Okay.
Hare Krishna. There we go. Let's.
Is that better? Is it still choppy?
It's not choppy. It's just popping a little bit. That's okay. You maybe back off from the microphone a little bit. Are you using your computer or the cell phone?
No. I'm just using the cell phone today. But I'm quite far away from it. Well, not far away.
Okay. Well, anyway, you're loud enough too. Anyway, go ahead. It's okay. A little
Okay.
popping, no problem.
I'm going to Madhya chapter 1. Okay. All glories to Srila Guru Hari Das. Put this on the right. It's Madhya chapter 1. Sri Mahaprabhu starts the Sankirtan movement. So this is the middle part of the Lord's life. Okay. All glories to Lord Vishnubar, the chest jewel amongst the Brahmanas. All glory to the beloved associates of Lord Vishnubar. All glory to Lord Gaurachandra, the stalwart amongst all religious preachers, the safe bridge to the spiritual sky. He has fully subdued his physical and mental urges. All glories to the Lord. He possesses incomparable beauty and is the embodiment of the congregational chanting of the holy name of Krishna. All glory to Lord Gaurachandra, for he is the dearest friend and life of Nityananda Prabhu and the sublime object of love for Gadadhar Pandit and Advaita Acharya Pandit. He is very dear to Sri Jagannatha Pandit and the tender loving hearts of Vikshasvara Pandit and Keshasvara. He is the Lord and Master of Srivas and his other beloved associates. O Lord, kindly look upon this living entity with divine benevolence. Is that right, Karina? Benevolence? Yeah, that's it. Thank you. The descriptions recorded in the Madhya Kanda are like streams of nectar which pour out into the ears. It melts the granite like doubt and atheistic thought in the deep recesses of the heart. Please listen attentively with unflinching faith to the narrations of this of the Madhyakanda, describing the beginning of the congregational chanting of the holy name. The entire township of Navadvip offered jubilant and loud welcome to the Lord, who was just returned from Gaya Dham. Friends and relatives rushed to meet the Lord. The Lord spoke sweetly to everyone, and they were overjoyed to see Lord Vishnuvar return. They all accompanied the Lord, many of them going in front of him. in front of him. They brought him to his house. And he began narrating the experience of his pilgrimage. The Lord said, by your blessings and good wishes, I could visit Gaya Dham and return without any difficulties. The Lord spoke very humbly, pleasing everyone. They were all very impressed by his gentility. All right, gentility. Okay. The senior members of the society touched the Lord's head and blessed him with a long life. Further well-wishers chanted mantras for his protection as they touched different parts of his body. Putting their heads upon his breast, others invoked the mercy of Govinda, saying, may Govinda bestow peace, blissful mercy, peace upon you. May Govinda bestow peaceful peace upon you. Nobody could describe the joy Satyamata experienced as she saw the return of her son. Upon seeing her Lord's face, Vishnupriya glowed with happiness, and her cloud of loneliness disappeared. Sorry. The joyous news spread to his in-laws' house, touching them with jubilation. The Vaishnavas were especially happy, and they ran to see the Lord. To everyone, the Lord spoke very softly and humbly. Later, taking leave of them, he returned to his room. He took a handful of devotees inside to discuss more confidential topics of his pilgrimage to Gaya.
Looks like she went off. Let's see here. She'll be back. Probably. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare. She's coming back here. Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare.
Sorry, Raj.
It's okay.
I don't know what happened there, actually.
Yeah.
Do you want me to continue reading?
Yeah, of course.
Okay. Just move it around a bit. The Lord said, "My dear friends, I want to describe to you the wonderful places that constantly reminded me of Lord Krishna. As soon as I entered into Gaia, I heard the auspicious sounds of chanting, conch shells, and bells. Hundreds and hundreds of Brahmana priests were chanting from the Vedas. They glorified Lord Krishna and the place of pilgrimage where he had left the impression of his his lotus feet. They said, 'Welcome to the holy spot where the Lord washed his lotus feet.' In previous ages, when Lord Krishna visited Gaia, he washed his transcendental lotus feet at this place. At this place. Mother Ganga had become glorious. Had become glorious and holy by the touch of the waters from the lotus feet of the Lord. Lord Shiva holds that water upon his head with the full the full realization that this is the water from the lotus feet of Lord Krishna. Therefore, this place of pilgrimage has become one of the holiest and is known as Padodaka Tira. Padodaka Tira, the pilgrimage place where the Lord left the waters of his lotus feet. As soon as the Lord repeated the name of Gaia Dog and Padama Tira, his remembrance of the lotus feet of Lord Vishnu intensified, and incessant streams of tears poured down from his eyes. He became extremely restless, unable to control his spiritual emotions. He began crying out of the name of Lord Krishna. So profuse were the tears of Krishna praying, love of Godhead, that they could have watered an entire flower garland. He sighed deeply, repeating Krishna's name. The whole body was covered with horripilation. He could not control himself anymore. He shivered like an autumn leaf. Sriman Pandit and other devotees present could not remain unaffected. Excuse me, I've done it again. No, I haven't this time. I did before. Sriman Pandit and the other devotees present could not remain unaffected. They were astounded at seeing this wonderful manifestation of Lord Krishna. Tears swelled up in the eyes of the Lord and flowed freely as if Mother Ganga had found another source. What is this sight? They all thought in their minds. We have never seen the Lord acting like this. This must be the great mercy of Lord Krishna, that he has allowed us to see such spiritual emotion. Move out the way. 1 minute. After a while, the Lord became still, and eternal and external consciousness returned to him. He began to speak again. My dear friends, Please return to your homes today. But I want to see all of you tomorrow again. And this goes and this goes very confidential. And this goes very confidentially in a solitary place. I want to disclose the deep sadness of in my heart. Sriman, you come early to Suklambara Brahmachari's house with Mawari and Sadashiva. Everyone returned to their houses, and the Lord became engrossed in his own world. The spirit of Krishna Prem had manifested in the body of the Lord, and he had now lost all taste for anything else. Shimati, Sachimati could not understand the new transformation that had overcome her son. But she was happy just to she was happy just to have him near. She saw her son crying out Krishna's name, and the tears of Krishna Prem, which flowed profusely, from his ears. The Lord cried out, "Where is my where is my where is my beloved Krishna? Where is my beloved Krishna?" This deepened his mood. This deepened his mood of separation in love of Krishna. All such all such activities of the Lord were incomprehensible to Sachimata. So in great awe, with folded hands, she prayed for shelter of Lord Govinda. The same time was now dawning. The time was now dawning when Lord Caitanya was to reveal his real identity. His real identity, and the entire universe swayed with waves of joy. News quickly spread to all the Vaishnava devotees that Lord Caitanya was constantly shedding tears of Krishna Prem, and they all swiftly gathered at the house to see him. The Lord acted very humbly towards them, and spoke with everyone. He requested of the Vaishnavas, "Please come and meet me in Suklambara's house tomorrow." I want to open my grief-laden heart to all of you. Sriman Pandit was extremely happy when he saw this wonderful Sriman Pandit was extremely happy when he saw this wonderful transformation in the Lord, his extraordinary Krishna prema. Early the next morning, Sriman went as usual to pick flowers at Srivasa's house. Where there was a jasmine tree, which was like a kalpa vriksha desire tree. Many, many flowers were picked. Many, many flowers were picked from this tree. However, the tree would never be devoid of flowers. It had an inexhaustible bloom of fresh flowers, and exchange words about Krishna and his wonderful pastimes. In this way, Gadaha, Gopinath, Rimai, and Shrivas would daily enjoy each other's company in the morning. As Sriman Pandit arrived, he was laughing with joy. Everyone greeted him saying, why are you so happy today? Simran, happily smiling, Sriman, happily smiling, said, certainly there is to be a reason. The other flower picking devotees responded, then why did you not say it? As Sriman Pandit arrived, he was laughing with joy. Everyone greeted him. Why are you so happy today? Sriman, happily smiling, said, certainly there is be a reason. The other flower picking devotees responded, then why do you not say? The other Sriman Pandit began, very well, you must hear the reason. Something most wonderful and most impossible has happened. My Pandit has become a great Vaishnava. Has become a great Vaishnava devotee. I heard that he had returned from Gaya, so I went in the evening to meet him. He spoke with everyone with a humble and very detached air, not showing the slightest sign of arrogance and insolence.
Move your camera over a little bit.
Is that better? Is that better, Maharaj? I think it's better. Okay. Then he took the Vaishnavas aside and began describing his pilgrimage and feeling for Lord Krishna. As soon as he mentioned the lotus feet of Lord Krishna and Padama Tira, his eyes flooded over with tears of Krishna praying. His whole body was overwhelmed with ecstatic symptoms, shivering and horripilation. As he cried out Lord Krishna's name, he fell to the ground unconscious. When he regained consciousness, he repeatedly called out Krishna's name. Again and again, he repeatedly called out Krishna's name and again began crying in separation from the Lord. A river of tears like Ganga Devi flowed from his eyes. After seeing such sublime love of Krishna, I'm convinced that he is not an ordinary personality. After he became stilled and self-controlled, he told us that we should all come to meet him in Suklambara Brahmachari's house today. I should bring Siddha, Shiva, and Mohari along with me, and he would reveal the torment within his heart. His heart to us. Reveal the torment within his heart to us. Thus, I have told you the reasons for my joy and this most auspicious news. Sriman's words gave great pleasure to all the devotees. And they loudly repeated Lord Hari's name. Srivastako commented, "May Lord Krishna increase our congregation." The assembled devotees appreciated the mood of Srivastako, and happily they discussed topics of Krishna consciousness. The joyous sounds. The joyous sounds that surrounded them were all pleasing to the heart. The devotees blessed everyone, saying, "May everyone be blessed by everyone be blessed by worship the lotus feet of Lord Krishna." Sriman Pandit then left the Vaishnava assembly and proceeded to Shuklambara Brahmachari's house. Gadaha Pandit, who had heard the discussion slightly while everyone was picking flowers, also went towards the house of Suklambara Brahmachari, while the others went to perform their daily worship of the Lord. Gadaha Pandit thought, let me go and hear what he says about Krishna. Thus, he reached Suklambara's house, entered, and hid himself inside. Siddha Shiva, Muari, Sriman, Suklambara, and other such highly advanced loving devotees had already assembled there. then, Lord Vishnuva, the crest jewel of the Brahmanas, appeared in the assembly. They greeted each other happily, but the Lord was all the time engrossed within himself. As soon as he went in the assembly of the Vaishnava devotees, he began reciting different slokas which glorified the nature of bhakti, devotional service. Could I just have some lunch? This has got snot on. Thank you. Thank you. Where was I? Okay. Just then, Lord Vishnuva, the crest jewel of the Brahmanas, appeared in the assembly. They greeted each other happily. But the Lord was all the time engrossed within himself. As soon as he was in the assembly of the Vaishnava devotees, he began reciting different slokas, which glorified the name of bhakti and devotional service. He said, I had found my beloved Lord, but then he disappeared. In which direction did he go? Saying these words. He said, I had found my beloved Lord, but then he disappeared. In which direction did he go? Saying these words, he fell down completely paralyzed. Completely paralyzed. The Lord embraced the pillars of the house. I began to cry. The Lord embraced the pillars of the house and began crying out, where is Krishna? And then he fell down. Where is Krishna? And then again I fell down. The devotees became affected by the Lord's intense mood of separation from his beloved his beloved Lord Krishna. Okay. Sorry. The devotees became affected by the Lord's intense mood of separation from his beloved Lord Krishna. He constantly repeated, "Oh Krishna, where is my Krishna? Where is my Krishna?" The atmosphere intoxicated the devotees. It made it made them sway and stagger about the room. Inside the room, unseen by anyone, Gaddaha Pandit fell down unconscious. The devotees lost all sense of direction and identity. Nobody knew where or who he was. Nobody knew where or who he was. They became overwhelmed with love of Krishna. And all external consciousness disappeared. The whole spiritual scene amazed Janavi Devi, Mother Ganga. After a while, consciousness returned to the Lord, and he again repeated Lord Krishna's name and began crying bitterly. It was a wonderful scene. Everyone had lost themselves in an ocean of ecstatic bliss. The Lord fell repeatedly. The Lord fell repeatedly and continuously lamented. Oh my beloved, oh my beloved, oh my beloved Lord Krishna, where did you go? In this esoteric mood, the Lord fell many times. Thanks. Thank you, Shadow. He left. He was going to interrupt. No, but no bruises. No bruises, but no bruises or pain were visible on his transcendental body. Lord, loud jubilant cries and weeping in love of Krishna reverberated through the entire house, and Suklambar's house became surcharged with the ecstasy of Krishna praying. After some time, the Lord calmed himself and sat down, but tears of ecstatic love flowed unrestrainedly from his eyes. He asked, "Who is inside the house?" Sukulambara Brahmachari replied, "Your beloved Gadaha Pandit." Gadaha Pandit entered with his head down, and his unchecked tears flowed profusely in torrents. This pleased the Lord beyond words. The Lord said, "Dear Gadaha, you are most fortunate." You are most fortunate and pious because from your childhood you have developed unflinching love for Krishna. But my life so far has been wasted in the useless pursuit of material knowledge. Then finally, when I found the most precious object of love, it did. It disappeared as a result of my previous impious, and profound activities. Saying this, the Lord Vishwambara again fell unconscious to the ground, and the dust covered his entire body. Later, his external consciousness returned, and then again, he fell unconscious, totally lost in esoteric separation from his beloved Lord Krishna. It was certainly the invention of providence that the Lord was not hurt. It became impossible for the Lord to open his eyes because they were brimming with tears of love of Krishna. The only words he repeated was Krishna's name. Oh, he embraced everyone and crying bitterly asked, "Where is my beloved Krishna? Where is my beloved Krishna? My dear brother, please tell me quickly." The devotees were greatly moved to see his intense pain of separation from Krishna. They remained dumbfounded and lost for words. The Lord said, "Please Please release me from this grief. I only need the son of Nanda Maharaj, the Lord of the Gopis. I need Lord Krishna. Saying this, he again fell down, his hair lost and mingling. Saying this, he again fell down, his hair loose and mingling in the dust. The day passed unnoticed by anyone, and finally the Lord bade farewell to the devotees. After the Lord had departed, the devotees spoke openly, expressing their surprise. Each one had marveled at the Lord. Their external senses and bodily had become numb. The entire Vaishnava community was overjoyed at the news, at the new turn of events. The word spread quickly and with great joy. All the devotees received it, and spontaneously responded by chanting the holy name of Krishna. They could not restrain their amazement and made comments like, he will reveal Krishna to everyone. Someone else said, when Nimai Pandit feels a little better, then he can easily break the heads of all the atheists. Another comment, I have no doubt that he will reveal to the world the most confidential pastime of Krishna. A pure devotee. Sorry. Another comment, perhaps because of his association with Krishna. I think I read it wrong. Another comment, perhaps because of his association with a pure devotee like Ishvara Puri. He saw the Supreme Lord, Shri Krishna, endlessly. They tried to find a possible reason for the Lord's transformation. Yet, the devotees were very happy about Nimai Pandit's condition, and they all blessed him, saying, may he be blessed with the mercy of Lord Krishna. The devotees were truly very happy. They danced, sang, and cried tears of love with new life. With new life. While the devotees were happily engaged in dancing and singing, the Lord became increasingly immersed in his mood of esoteric separation. He went to the house of Gangadesh Pandit and offered his respects to the feet of his teacher, who got up and affectionately embraced his student. Gangadesh Pandit said, what a glorious life! What a glorious life! You have liberated both the families of your mother and father. All your students have been awaiting you anxiously. Have not. They have not.
Yeah, they saw that. The teacher of Lord Caitanya saw, wow, you've attained this Krishna prema. You know, you're relishing the name in ecstasy. You've liberated your family. You know, that's it, man. Those same symptoms are here, and people need to know that this is being delivered, this being liberated in this bhakti. They're very rare. Even the Vaishnavas are not clear about that, just like the Christians, they're not clear about this. What is real being saved? They think it's some kind of salvation. Oh, you go and you sit at the, with Jesus at a table, and God knows, they don't, go deep. They don't understand. They don't have the conclusive, deep understanding like Lord Chaitanya's devotees have. See, real devotees. Then when they read these books and they see the confidential truth about them and what needs to be emphasized. Otherwise, people don't know. You're emphasizing. I see it all the time. Preaching of devotees, they emphasize something. It's usually rules, regulations, varnashram dharma. And then sometimes they emphasize raganuga bhakti, but without the bhakti. But when the devotees emphasize them, they emphasize what they know. Like Jesus said, we know who we worship. Well, only with devotion awakening can we know who we're worshiping. Without this pure prema, this love of Krishna that the Lord wants to distribute, Lord Caitanya wants to distribute through his real empowered representatives, we cannot really know who we're worshiping. You think it's a God that is attracted by rules. I mean, he even said, I have so many devotees that are reverent worship, but doesn't attract me. That love is weak. I'm attracted to spontaneous love of God. Okay? That's very attractive. Pure love, pure prema, pure ecstasy. And I think it's been a long time since I've given this gift. A long time since I've given this gift. It's been a long time since Krishna has given this gift. Right? And now he's given this gift. See this, and if it'll purify you to the point where it'll awaken, regardless of you having some little ickies. So while we're here, let's don't think about leaving until let's get rid of it, as many ickies as we can, so people will be impressed. They'll see us steady in our devotional service. More and more steady. So don't think you're, this is finished when we're steady in our devotional service, and it's not even finished. It goes on forever, actually. But, it's a good example where people will be really inspired when we're steady. We talked about Bhakti Lata Bij. If anybody missed yesterday's class, they should watch it. Very important. Bhakti Lata Bij, people have gotten that. You've gotten that. It's attraction to Krishna, pure attraction to Krishna. The Lord wants to give this very easily. See? And as you're cultivating it, you keep watering it, hearing and chanting like this, and just be aware of these weeds. These weeds are all these kinds of things: false ego, false identifications, envies, jealousies, competitions. Those are the main things, because it causes you to be offensive to pure devotees. You start acting like a fool. And that can bring you back into this life in the next lifetime. So let's work on getting rid of all these kind of things also. Because, you can come back and you may have, because of offenses to devotees. Prabhupada said that. There are devotees who have attained devotion, but they had offenses against pure devotees. And we got quite a few here. You don't know. You don't take it lightly that when you really have bad behavior towards the devotees here, that it's no big deal. It's a big deal. So we got a chance to get over that here. See? So keep apologizing like crazy, until that stuff is out of us and we're not offensive to pure devotees. Come to the standard that I've been preaching, that you see the devotion in devotees and relate to that. See? And then those devotees who have that devotion realize, okay, these things are coming up in me. I want to get rid of them so I can be a real devotee and give respect where it's due. And a lot of times when we fall into illusion because of the conditioning and the false ego, you forget that. You forget your blessings. Like if you got this ecstatic devotion, just remember, count your blessings. Remember, there's nothing here to be envious of. When you got devotion, you're lucky. You're the most lucky person in the world. Nothing to be. Just every time you're envious or jealous or and I'm not just talking to one person. I'm talking to everybody. If envy and jealousy comes up and you got this devotion, try to remember your blessings. You've been blessed. Nothing, you got to understand this is conditioning. There is nothing to be envious here of when you've got the highest treasure yourself. Otherwise, that's just stupidity and illusion. Fine, just say, fie on myself, Krishna, take this from me. I don't want this. I want to be a devotee. Why am I have this kind of behavior, this kind of energy? I want to get rid of this. It's done. I had enough of this. So, and Krishna will take it away. And you keep watering the bhakti, keep apologizing. Every time you offend so many devotees because of envy, jealousies, or false egos, or prestige, or whatever it is, or because you drank too much, or you smoke too much pot, or whatever it is, just keep apologizing. And so it's rooted out of us, so that we give respect to devotees, real, and everything will be well. Yeah. And we won't have to take another birth because of offenses to pure devotees. Lord Krishna says, I can't do anything about this. If you're offensive to pure devotees, you got to go to the devotees and apologize. He said, Lord Caitanya taught, and I'm just teaching the same thing, man. The only cure for offense towards pure devotees is to fill your mouth with their glories and fill your mouth with the glories of the devotees who have devotion here. That's what I do. I want to get over the offense. I glorify devotee. I glorify River. She has her stuff still, but hey, man, she got devotion. I fill my mouth so I can get over my offenses that I've done that keeps bringing me back. And we'll just do it till it's done, right? Isn't that nice? We just do it till it's done. Get it done, man. While we got breath in our bodies, man. And what an example that'll be. So many people will come. They'll see, wow, these persons are devotees. They really are, So yeah, I just wanted to throw that in while River was in a good mood. Catch her in a good mood so she won't get triggered. How can you get triggered when you have so much ecstasy? It's like a good dentist goes in there. You're all numbed up so we numb everybody up. Krishna numbs everybody up with bhakti, and then we go in and do the work. She's thinking about that. Yeah. So go ahead, read a little bit more. That was really great. It's really ecstatic reading. Look, you got 17 people still. That's amazing, man.
I'm just having a few problems, so I may have to come off. Reading.
Okay, all right. If you do, yeah. Okay, you know what? Maybe I'll do something now for a little bit.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll do something. I got my energy back, I think.
Okay.
Yeah. So anyway, I saw that we were talking about this Bhaktilata Bij and the weeds, and so this is good to kind of remember. Okay, what do we got here? Yeah. Okay, so what do we do? Oh, I'll continue reading where I left off. See where that goes. Yeah, not attainable by the faithful performers of pious deeds. This is Nectar Muna, Lord Caitanya. Not understood by those engaged in austerity, meditation, and yoga. Not guessed by those absorbed in detachment, renunciation, and prayers. See, you can't even guess at that. That's why you got to hear from devotees who are not guessers. They are knowers. They're experiencers of this that you can't guess about. See, so that secret had to be revealed, like it goes on, continues on, says, unknown by even the devotees full of love for Govinda. See, you could have some love for Govinda, but it's different than the very deep ecstatic devotion that Lord Caitanya distributed. See, there's a distinction there. I've seen people filled with love for Govinda. It doesn't usually come to the point of profuse tears and laughing like a madman or mad woman. See, this is the higher stage of worship. The secret of pure devotional service has been revealed by the holy name during Lord Gore's advent. See, what is the secret of the Lord's holy name that was different? People were chanting the holy name, or were they? They were chanting Krishna, Krishna, Hare Krishna, but the secret was revealed when Lord Caitanya advented because he showed, oh yeah, this is Vrindavan devotion. It's chanting the holy name, and this spontaneous ecstatic devotion awakens in heart. See the revelation? People didn't know that. They don't know that now, even though they have the books about it. But this is a revelation. See, this secret is being revealed again. It's revealed by devotees who relish the nectar of this holy name in the point of ecstatic attraction. It gives very deep understanding, deep revelation. See, revealing. And that's what we're doing here. We're revealing this, that your love for Govinda. Come on, we got to see people in ISKCON and Gaudiya Math and Gaudiya Smriti. They have some love for Govinda. Why would you dedicate your whole life to that? Why would you give up your attention to worship Krishna with the flowers and the ceremonies and all? There's some love there, but they don't know about this secret, right? Yeah. Can you see how this verse comes alive now? Do you see how it comes into reality? The devotees cause this reality to manifest again. See, this is the story. We're telling stories. Everything is about stories. The Bhagavatam is about stories. The mainstream media is about stories. Isn't it? They tell you a story. What happens? Oh, I'm afraid. Oh, I'm afraid. Oh, let me go and lock myself into the house. Why are you doing that? I don't know. I heard on my cell phone. Oh, the cell phone is your cell. The phone creates the cell. I see. That's why they call it a cell phone. See, and nobody knows. I just figured it out because I learned I learned the book of spells now. Oh, I see. My cell phone is a cell created by the phone, by the talk, right? The mainstream media talk. Lock myself in the house. Oh, okay. See, the cell phone has become my cell. Psychological cell becomes a physical cell. Cell. What is the meaning of a cell? Go look up the dictionary. Is an enclosed place, where you're in jail. So that's why they call it a cell phone. And fools don't understand these things, right? Including myself. I didn't know that a cell phone was that. I had to learn. See, have to have some knowledge. The elites know. That's why they call it a cell. Where do you think these names come from? It comes from those that know the book of spells. Good morning. They created a spell that you're going to be a walking dead person. You're casting that spell on yourself and others. Oh, good morning to you. Okay. And the people walk around dead in the world. Oh, it's time to wake up. It's time to wake. I'm awake. And you're going to awake, right? You know what awake is? Awake is a funeral. Isn't that amazing? We've been casting spells on ourselves and taught to cast spells, and they haven't even been for our benefit. See, so we have a new narrative here. Hare Krishna, with the butter, the devotion. See, we're casting a new spell on people, man. It wakes them up. See, no, it doesn't wake them up. No, it causes Krishna to arise in the heart. Forget this wake thing. I don't want to cast any more spells in that way. But the whole world is these illusions, man, darkness. Okay, so Hare Krishna. That's why when Lord Caitanya would meet somebody, he didn't say good morning in his Bengali language or what. He said Hare Krishna. See, because then Hare Krishna will cause the Lord eventually to arise in the heart and you become self-realized. Realizing the self. See, the self. People are in illusion because they don't know who they are. They don't know who they're really related to. You know, Lord Caitanya says, all mankind is my family. Like Shama Sundari posted this great, fantastic verse. See, she loves devotional verses more, a lot now. When you have devotion, you start to love these verses. These verses become your treasures, becomes your wealth. You can just look over that verse and relish it and understand it deeper and deeper. Yeah. So the secret of pure devotional service has been revealed by the holy name during Lord Gore's Advent. And he just simply chanted the names and the pastimes of the Lord and qualities in ecstasy. See, that's the revelation. See, and from that comes the very deep knowledge. Okay, so there you go. All you have to do is associate with persons who are revealing the nectar in the holy name. See, nectar. What does it look like to taste the nectar of the holy name? You think it's Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare. You tasted the nectar? Or how about Hare Krishna, Krishna, in ecstasy with the hands up in the air and the surrender and the devotion. How about that? That's the revealing the holy name. It's holy. You could see, wow, this person's chanting the holy name. It's causing a holy experience, not an experience full of holes. See, holes, not clear, not conclusive. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare. I'm Guru Dev because I got votes and I got a paper degree at Bhakti Shastras. I'm qualified. No, that's holes. That's not conclusive. No, this person is a leader in spiritual life because they chant the holy name like Lord Caitanya did with great ecstatic devotion and tears and laughter. They're recipients of the mercy of the Lord Caitanya. Right? Regardless of whatever little crust they may have. Still, we're recipients of the Lord Caitanya. Uh-huh. See, Lord Gore's Advent. He advented, right? He appeared in the world. And people now in 2022, for the last 50 years, they didn't know this. If you really knew this, I mean, really knew from the heart, you would be like Lord Caitanya. You would not, on that level, of course, he's the supreme personality of Godhead, but you would get some mercy where you can chant the holy names with great ecstatic devotion. And then you have relation. See, you can relate. Oh, yeah, I can relate to that. That's how it works. Oh, by good fortune, the Lord has given me that ability to chant the holy name like the Lord did 550 years ago. Wow, it is so great. It's so wonderful. Let me remember my blessings. For those who have attained the merciful, whether seen, touched, glorified, or remembered, bow down from afar or worshipped, Sri Chaitanya gives the nectar of pure love of Krishna to his devotees. Let us glorify Sri Chaitanya, the merciful Supreme Personality of Godhead. Mhm. So I always love this verse because, again, that's also a treasure. See, whether seen, glorified, or pay obeisances, or you chant their glories or their names, the Lord Chaitanya gives the nectar of pure love of Krishna to his devotees. So if you're a real devotee, that's proof. What do you experience when you chant the verses of Chaitanya Bhagavat or Chaitanya Charitamrita or the name of Lord Chaitanya and his devotees? What do you manifest? What is the Lord manifesting in you? See? Well, if you're a real devotee, because you're associated with a real devotee, and you got the mercy of a real Vaishnava, regardless of what you are, you surpassed doing all the rules and regulations to get you to that point of devotion, like by they call it sadhana siddha. You become perfect by real working for it, man, and chanting 1 lakh religiously for 5 lifetimes. And you did austerities and all this, and somehow or other you arrived, which probably won't happen anyway either. See? But if you're a real devotee, and the most practical, the most easy peasy, and not sleazy like what I see going on in the world here, easy peasy way is to get the mercy of a Vaishnava who's got the mercy of a Vaishnava either in this life or the next life. So many of you have a Vaishnava association that got the mercy in another life, obviously. And in this life, I got the mercy by getting the books, by getting the preaching. It was enough to get me on the path and to figure it out to this point. And to help others figure it out. Why do you think I preach so like a diamond drill? You know, diamond drill, it pierces through armor. It's the hardest thing in the world. Why do I do? I want to pierce that subtle covering of the false ego of people that don't understand what's understood in this Sangha. Because if you understand it, you found the real guru. If you understand this principle, you found the real knowledge, transcendental knowledge. And then you can also pierce this universal coverings. See, you got to find a devotee who chants the holy name, has got the mercy of Lord Caitanya. That's here. Many devotees have gotten that mercy already. And proof is their heart is flooded with love of Krishna. When they remember, this is the standard, everybody. Listen, world. Listen to this story of the real standard taught by this verse. If you're a real devotee of Lord Caitanya, it's time the apocalypse to prove it. If you're a real devotee, let's see you chant the holy names of Lord Caitanya and Nityananda and their devotees, and Chaitanya Bhagavat, and Chaitanya Charitamrita, and the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra in ecstasy. Then we'll know this verse, we'll know that you're a real devotee, because not only does the verse say that, but the devotees in this Sangha say that because they realize that, and they prove it to the world they realize this. If you cannot come up to the standard anywhere out there, if you come here, you found the real path. You found a portal into Vrindavan that we prove here every day. You found the greatest treasure in the world, and very quickly you're going to get this ecstatic devotion. Perfect happiness, perfect purification, perfect inspiration, perfect knowledge, perfect happiness beyond which you can't even guess at, like this verse. You cannot guess. None of these gurus can guess at the happiness of devotees here, many of them. They can't guess. And I only say that because if they could, they would be here in a heartbeat. If I saw them preaching truths like this, if I saw them preaching truths like this by showing it and teaching it, I would be there in a heartbeat myself. I'd be watching their classes. The Vaishnavas here, they get so spoiled, man. They watch the classes of all the devotees here because you could see they have empowerment. River has empowerment. Lalita Ganga is empowered. Johan is empowered. Janaki is empowered. Govinda is empowered. Whoever's doing classes, they're empowered. You can see. You get spoiled. You don't want to see anybody else that doesn't have realizations like those who have the mercy of Lord Caitanya, which proves that it's here. If it was somewhere else, I would go and listen too. Sometimes I do anyway, because if I just hear the name Krishna or if you read the verse and just don't give me a purport on it, because I don't know, I'm like kind of like the Lord. I get angry when I hear speculation. I don't like it. Just read the friggin' verse and I'll be happy. Just like the Lord. It was all. Vallabhabhata just read the verses and he was, he embraced them. Oh, this is so beautiful. But as soon as he preached something he didn't understand yet, because he's only an aristocratic Brahmin, like many of these guys out there at best, or sannyasi in the Varnashram system, the Lord would get angry. You're not an experienced devotee, Vallabhabhata. You're just a Brahmin. You can read the verses, but your purports stink. They're not conclusive. You're not an experienced devotee. You don't know what spontaneous love is. If you want to know what spontaneous love is, you got to go to a spontaneous devotee. We got all of that here. They know by experience and can tell you many things that people can't guess at, that Radhanath can't guess at, that Jaipataka can't guess at, that Narayan Raj gurus can't guess at. And if you can guess, well, why? I guess, why don't you show us? Why don't you show that you understand these things? I go and look at your classes. I go and try and say, okay, does this devotee learned? Do they understand the mercy of Lord Caitanya? Nah, not yet. None of them. Radhakund Babaji's do? No, austerities, renunciations, the way. That's the opposite of what Lord Caitanya did. No, the devotees association who has a real relationship with him is the way, and they're preaching that relationship by deed and by word. Wow, this devotee by deed. Look at the deed. Ecstatic devotion is pouring out of their heart, man, to causing them to gyrate, man. Wow, man, they sure glorify that devotion. Man, they really like it. They're really committed to it, man. They preach it's the best of anything, because it is. I preach Chaitanya's teachings. Love of Krishna is the greatest attainment of the world that you can do. Transcendental mellows, exchanges from your soul awakened, your spirit awakened, spirit body. Loving on the name of God and his qualities, the greatest thing. Greatest achievement. No other achievement. Yeah, because what is it? What do you achieve when you what? You think Tony Robbins with all that money he has, or Bill Gates is the greatest achievement, and then trying to work for the control of all the world and make everybody unhappy except themselves? You think that's the greatest achievement? No, the greatest achievement is control of the Lord, man. You call the Lord and he comes so close. Now you found real happiness is this relationship. That just communing with God is like finding the most perfect beloved person you can find anywhere. The most number 10 times 10 million tens of a guy or a girl in this world is getting this relationship with God. That's the greatest treasure. The greatest happiness, the greatest knowledge, the greatest realization of the secrets of the universe. The essence of all knowledge, better than 1,000 Socrates philosophers, 1,000 any of the best philosophers, is this relationship with the Supreme Personality of Godhead. And that's what we're handing the people of the world on a silver platter, gold platter, platinum platter. jeweled platter. You come here, I'll convince you that this is very, very, very true, what we're talking about, what we show here and demonstrate. There is no greater truth than this. This is what Jesus said. I have more to tell you, but you can't bear it. People still can't bear what's being said here. You notice that? So we're just going to lay it on you, whether you like it or not. Isn't that great? Every verse is the path, man. Every verse here is the glorification of the real path. The real goal of life is every verse. That's why these verses are perfect. They were inspired by God, the Word and God. See, devotees are that close. So for those who have attained the merciful glance, sidelong glance of Lord Gore, impersonal liberation becomes as palatable as going to hell. It's hellish to me. You know, these people, they just want to be liberated. Even here, they come here just to be liberated, and then they go off without feeling what they've lost. That is hellish, man. You go and you get liberation here, and then you leave. Like Mina, like that John Garrett, like Mahavira. You go and you get the liberation from, it's very easy peasy liberation here. But to me, that is, hell, what, you lost the association of Vaishnavas. You could actually have real friends in this world. Oh, so that they have a little bad behavior. That'll by and by go. But they got the mercy of Lord Caitanya and you're leaving. That's hellish. Well, we're going to be big teachers of the Prabhupada's disciples. They can't do anything. I've been with Prabhupada disciples. They don't care about anybody. They can't. They don't have real compassion. Not yet. Once they're finished with you, they throw you away. That's because they're not free yet. They don't know. You don't see me throwing away anybody that has devotion. If you don't have devotion, I'll throw you out there to teach you a lesson, how great it is to be here and to get this mercy. If you don't understand that, I might, kick you, or the other end of the city or something for a while, so you figure it out without dying thinking that you know everything about, life. If your mouth doesn't chant the holy name and tears don't pour out of your eyes and laughter in your heart and choking up because of the Lord revealing who he is and she is, and who you are, you're not alive yet. You haven't found the real treasure yet. The heavenly cities of the demigods become as real as flowers imagined to float in the sky. Yeah. This is why people don't understand what's going on here. Go hard. You don't pay any, like you give poo-poo the Varnashram system and regulative devotional service. And because you're worshiping Vishnu, basically, and that's the rules and regulation, mode of goodness. You did your duty, you chanted your rounds, no ecstasy that is nada, man, to me. That is insignificant. Like flowers in the sky. Why? I can't help it. The Lord spoiled me. Spoiled river. Jesus, one spoiled brat. We're spoiled. What can I say, man? We've tasted the highest nectar that's available in every one of the parallel universes. Most of us are already ready to go preach in any universe about what is real and liberate millions if they listen, whoever listens. Anybody want to be the first fruits out there? Hint, hint, hint. You guys go against this preaching that we do, and we'll put our face against you. We're going not our face. We're going to put Lord Chaitanya's face against your lies and deceptions and illusions. Illusionists. The poisonous fangs of the untamable black snakes of the senses become broken. You ever see people, they fall down in Krishna consciousness. They fall down. They made a mistake. Oh, they did this. Oh, they did that. They can't purify themselves because they don't have any ecstatic love. The Lord doesn't purify them because they haven't attained what we've attained. I've made many mistakes. I said, Prabhupada, screw you. Krishna, I hate you. I love Jesus. Who are you? You see, but I'm here preaching now, right? How many people, will they do stuff like that? They never recover. They're the untamable black snakes of the senses, illusions. They throw you out of the game. Yeah, but when you get the mercy of Lord Chaitanya, you may make some mistakes, big ones. But because you're a devotee who has devotion in your heart, you get over it. You get free. The Lord cleanses you personally. That's why the Lord says, my devotees, even though they do the most abominable things, very quickly they are rectified because they're my devotees. They have real devotion. The others, these gurus, they don't get rectified very quickly, do they? This is how it shows up, how it works, why everybody needs this real relationship, intimate relationship with the Lord so you can be cleaned up. Everybody's going to make mistakes. See, now there have been so many mistakes made and so many swept under the carpet in religion, in ISKCON, in all these groups, Gaudiya Math, Gaudiya Smriti, and this is the apocalypse. And everything, the dirt is being put out for people to see. The politicians, all of those guys, all the lies they told is being brought out. Why? Because this is our Lord's show. Hey, man, don't think that we're really the doers or we're the ones who are. No, the Lord is initiating all these things, bringing it all out to light, bringing this devotion out to light. You notice how bold many of us are becoming in the preaching? You know how people are stepping forward one by one? Well, you notice the spiritual experiences the devotees are getting, say like the current Shama Sundari awakening? Hey, apocalypse, revelation now, so many revelations. And this is the best one of all, isn't it? This one takes you out of the material universe forever. Even though you're in the material universe, the Lord keeps you clean. Your relationship with the Lord keeps you clean. And you clean others just simply by doing like a Narada Muni trip, walking around, chanting the holy name, giving classes, talking about Krishna, relishing the nectar of the name in ecstasy, benefiting the world, overcoming all the lies, the demigod lies and the demon lies, overcoming it all with the truth of all truths, just like Mahaprabhu. See, he's the supreme Prabhu. Oh, yeah, there's a supreme truth, man. Maha-truth is what we preach here. The Maha-truth, the mercy truth, the power, most powerful truth. Like Mahaprasadam. This is Maha-truth, which is the Mahaprasadam of for the world. You show me any more better understanding of why we're here in this world being shown or taught or anything. We'll show you the purpose of being in this world is to be happy. Everybody will accept that. Even demons accept, yeah, the purpose of life is to be happy. Even the Buddha said, happiness is my path. That's one of the Buddha's sayings. See, he agrees. The Vaishnavas say, yeah, Krishna's happiness is the best thing, which they don't understand how it shows up, as far as I see. And Goharidas said, yes, Krishna's happiness is the greatest thing. And it's my happiness too. He's shown me that this is it. This is the greatest thing. And convince a few others here. It's a hard sell, man. Cold sell. You got to sell something that people, an intangible product. People, what is this Krishna you're selling? Well, I'll tell you, man. Let me get my Kirby vacuum out. We'll vacuum up all the anartas and all this and that. This is a golden ticket. Come, get the golden child. You ever see that Eddie Murphy, the old Eddie Murphy, Golden Child? And it's always the false. See, the world's false. He was the golden child. It went like this. I'm the golden child. No, Krishna's the golden child, man. Lord Caitanya is the golden child. He was actually gold color here, man. His teachings are golden. Yeah. So give us a few words there in closing there, River.
I feel more surrendered to you now after what's happened than before. I feel cleaned out more than before. Yeah, I feel like I know my position and the fact that this is home. This is like the new place to be. Nothing's not many things have really worked, but here the process has worked and is working for myself and others as well. And yeah, we just got to keep hearing and and yeah, it works. No matter what we have, no matter what happens, it does work, and it's just about patience to just allow Krishna to play out his story through us, and so more people can come. Yeah, I feel rested, yeah, and more surrendered, more willing to stand up more for the devotees and for truth. To stand up for truth is like something I was watching in those like films, where they have kings and they go to stand up for truth and all of those things. It really attracted me in the way they used to listen to the priests as the elders to tell them what to do in these things, and it was really, really attractive. And now I'm in that position. To yeah, the films and things that I've watched have been all really part of this for me, really actually showing me the Lord's words. And he's everywhere, but we don't always see that. But now it's just more than before. He's always like appearing more than before, most of the time. Yeah, Maharaj, great path. People have difficulties with it, but we have difficulties with life anyway. Here we actually get through and learn so much more, get closer to God, and really get to know Him, and move away from this illusionary energy more and more, and really know, live, breathe absolute truth, protect absolute truth, protect this mission, all of those things. It's like being like a warrior in one of those films where you protect the king and all the truth and happiness, all of those things. But this is real. This is really, truly happening. And whatever they say, in the world out there, it's not like what happens here. We really get we really get the treasure. We really, really do, and more as well. So thank you. Yeah, I apologize to Shama Sundari. I wonder if she'll apologize. Yeah, I'll apologize to Shama Sundari. I'll do it.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do really,
Really do it. Yeah. From the heart.
From the heart. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, our conditioning is the problem. The conditioning causes us to act, forces us to act like that. That's why you say, I have no control. You just get so identified. But by and by, you'll see that the Lord is helping us. And like you've got some revelation and realization deeper. See, it's working. Yeah. So, we're really lucky like that. Something you said I want to comment on there is, do you remember the first thing you said?
I said quite a few things. I'm sorry, Marge.
Yeah.
I feel like I feel surrendered to you more than before. That's one of the first things.
Oh yeah. Like the king. Yeah. See, the king.
Oh, the king.
The king would go to the Vaishnavas. I mean, this would be ideal. And they go to the Vaishnavas. Actually, if they would go to a Brahmin, they would get better instruction on what to do because the Brahmins had a more understanding of the spiritual life, but still up only to a Brahmin level. But Bhagavatam teaches the further thing, not just a Brahmin. Like Maharaj Prithu said, one must go to the Vaishnava. The kings should get counsel from the Vaishnavas. See, the Vaishnava now, to understand, the Vaishnava is not just in name only, like just because you wear a dhoti and you've been voted in as a Vaishnava guru or something, a leader. No, the Vaishnava, everyone, this includes politicians. This is what Prabhupada was teaching. That's why he wrote these books so practically about what is the ideal society and stuff like that. But basically, for understanding, like what direction should I and society and religion go, is you go to the empowered Vaishnava. A Vaishnava, and this is just a term for the Vaishnavas, but a Vaishnava or a prophet or an acharya. See, they're empowered by the transcendental potency, and they're going to have a deeper understanding and knowledge than anybody on certain essential things that most everybody don't know. I mean, you could be a brilliant person, scholar in the world, scholar of religion and everything. See? But if you're not on the prophet status where God, the transcendental Lord, ain't speaking through you, see, you'll benefit by going to that person. Your consciousness will be raised because you're raised by association. And that's simple. That's why ordinary people usually come here and they become extraordinary. They develop real intelligence, real purification, real happiness, simply by association, simply by hearing. See? Whereas persons on the level of Brahmins are usually too proud to listen to a real Vaishnava. I mean, Bhaktivinoda Prabhupada were trying to teach this, and we're going to go to the next stage and really, get this done, where you make a distinction between a Brahmin and a sannyasi in the Varnashram system, and an empowered devotee of the Lord that has spiritual potency. That's that vibration, that frequency that comes from the spirit world is so absolute in truth that it literally wakes up Krishna in this world in the hearts of people who really listen sincerely. So basically, that's the essence. You go to those who know God, and that's what do you call them? A Christ person, Christ conscious, Krishna conscious person. You know, a saint, a real saint, the deeper saints who got the mercy of Lord Caitanya. You become a deeper saint. You get more deeper love and ecstasy on the level of Vrindavan. I mean, that's quite a gift. That was sealed. Not even, it is better to be born now, even after Lord Caitanya. Yeah, well, that would have been a great time too. But this is, if you have the chance to be born now, and the chance to be born in Dwarka or Mathura, it is better to be born here. Even though Krishna was on the planet, it's better to be born here. And if you don't understand this, and most people don't, unless I speak about it and convince you with better logic than you've ever thought existed, because you have to have that kind of logic. This doesn't make sense. Why would it be better to be born here and to be part of this Sangha than to be born in Dwarka or Mathura even? There's a reason. See? The reason is that kind of devotion is available here, but was not available there unless you met a devotee of Vrindavan. That's why even Uddhava, who was in Dwarka, and he was already a Raganuga ecstatic devotee, was sent to Vrindavan. Krishna himself couldn't give it directly to him. His devotee had to give him the deeper level of devotion to inspire him to follow that path of the gopis and the residents. The devotee themselves. Even the Lord Krishna could not come as Krishna again to give this. He had to come in the mood of a devotee. He came in the mood of Radha, the highest devotee even. That's why now, if this is going to be preached, which it is, has to be preached by a devotee who has this level of devotion. And that's why it is better to be born here now, because that's the kind of devotion the Lord has given here and giving out here. So better to be born now than 5,000 years ago in Dwarka, where you'd be very rare even then to run across such devotees. So that's the power of this incarnation on this planet and his real associates in the real line. So I keep saying, this is the real line. We show you it's the real line. We demonstrate it. We glorify those truths of the real line. If you hear, it's just like you read Chaitanya Bhagavat with perfect revelation of those verses without being qualified. Nobody's qualified here. I'm not even qualified to speak these verses like this, but it's this empowerment. You guys are empowered to hear these conclusions and understand them. This fool Gohari Das is empowered to speak them, to speak things that have never been clearly revealed like this, except if you were around Narottam and Srinivas. Prabhupada didn't reveal this, only in his books, and we extract that now on his order to reveal it. Bhakti Vinod put it in the books, but didn't speak it. Neither did Bhakti Siddhanta. This is the new revelation. This is their books, demonstrated now demonstrating Raganuga Bhakti and spontaneous devotion before the world. They all kept it hidden for this time. I got the order, 1996, to put it out there, bring it out, show people. Okay, so I think we'll stop here. Thank you, River.
Thank you, Maharaj. Yeah. Thank you to devotees.
Yeah. So until we meet again, hasta la vista, baby Krishna. I mean Jesus. I mean Krishna. Jesus Krishna. Jesus Krishna. How about that? Jesus Krishna. Every time you say Jesus, when you get angry or something, Jesus Krishna. Add that.